Hello, my name is Maxine. Welcome back to my yoga YouTube channel, and thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoy, and remember, whatever level you are, whether you are a beginner or intermediate or advanced, there's always alternatives. Yoga meets you always where you are at. So just do what you can, and most importantly, we follow the breath throughout, connecting us with the mind and our body in the present moment, tuning into our inner essence of peace and calm in the here and now. So let's begin. Standing nice and tall, either with the feet together or hip width apart, and always with the feet just ever so slightly turned in over, maybe when the big toes are touching a little inch gap between the heels, just to align the joints. So pelvis tucked under, shoulders rolled softly back and down, and then let's take a nice deep inhale, raising the arms up to the sky, palms together, and exhale into prayer. And just taking a moment here, closing the eyes or the gaze off the tip of the nose, just to arrive in the body, in the present moment, into the here and now. Maybe feeling the feet firmly planted on the ground, giving the toes a little wiggle, palms pressed together. Just taking some nice conscious breaths in and out through the nose. And if you'd like to take a moment to set an intention, whatever that might be you'd like to get out of the class today, or some goal or achievement you'd like to set for the future. But like I say, most importantly is just to follow the breath throughout. And then let's begin. I taken interlocking the fingers with the index finger pointing above. This is the Kali Mudra. Mudras are hand gestures that encourage energy flow throughout the body. Kali is the goddess of destruction, who gets rid of any negativity, unwanted thoughts, just, getting rid of anything that doesn't serve you, and also representing a sword to slice through. So inhale up to the sky and stretch it up, really lengthen and feel the stretch up the sides, and exhale it over to one side, deepening the stretch down the side as you reach a little further. Then inhale back to center and exhale to the opposite side. You can rest your head on the arm just to help that weight pull you down slightly further. Then inhale back to center, and exhale, take a step back and slight back bend. Inhale back to center, exhale, step it back, and inhale back to center. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale back to center. And soften the knees. Exhale, sweep it forward. Imagine the sword is slicing through any negativity in your aura. And just ragdoll here. Gentle sway. Just letting the weight of the body pull you down. Relaxing the head, neck and shoulders. You can just let the arms fall or grab the elbows. It helps pull a little bit weight onto the body. Deepening the stretch down the backs of the legs. You can alternately bend one knee straight and the other, swaying from side to side, or just take little pulses up and down in the centre. And remember, soft knees hinging from the hips. And then plant the palms on the ground, fingers spread wide. Always when we plant the palms on the ground, fingers spread wide, stepping it back into our first downward facing dog. So pushing the ground away through the palms, lengthening through the spine and the arms, aligning the arms with the back. So we don't want to be here. You can bend the knees to help push the hips up higher, hips to the sky, and heels towards the ground. So you can find a nice strong static triangle Nice deep breath, or take a little pedal, gentle sway, just whatever feels good for you. And then bring it down into tabletop. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and let's just warm up the spine with some cat-cow. So inhale, chin up, tailbone up. Exhale, curl it under, pushing the ground away, tucking the chin and tailbone under. And inhale up. So you can stay static, or you can move it around in any which way feels good for you. You can close your eyes and feel your way into the body. Exhale as we arch and tuck it under again, stay still, or you may want to rock it back and forth. Taking a moving cat-cow. And then bringing the bum to the heels as close to as you can. Just take a gentle little rock from side to side. It helps to move that synovial fluid around in your knees and warming up the joints. And then let's stretch the arms out in front into one variation of child pose. Active arms, arms are straight, pressing the fingertips or the palms into the ground. Passive arms, you just let the forearms fall, or maybe pray behind the head. And remember, anytime you feel like you need to come down into a break, to have a break, come down into a child pose of your choice, modify the poses in any way which suit you. If I haven't offered an alternative, it's your practice, so do whatever feels good for you. It's all about what feels good. And just focusing on the breath, connecting the mind with the body in the present moment. And then once we have freed up any stuck, still stagnant energy by the end, then we will just relax and let go of everything, the body as well. So we just really tune into our deep inner essence of peace and calm and love and joy. And then inhale up forward, the shoulders over the wrists, and then checking the elbows are rotated insides forward. So when we move forward, then the elbows are going to tuck into the ribs, opposed to if we had the elbows rotated out, the elbows are going to bend that way. That's fine for the length of thread, the needle, but the majority of the time I want the elbows rotated insides forward. So when we take it down to the ground, chest and down, and then lowering the hips, push up through the palms. First of all, maybe it's in just a low baby cobra. So we would have inhaled here, exhale, lower back the bum to the heels. Gaze forward, inhale the shoulders over the wrist, check the elbows, exhale down, inhale up. Each time maybe bringing the cobra a little higher, exhale back. So just in your own time, so you can get used to the flow of the breath, connecting with the butt movement of the body, taking several rounds, gently warming up the spine also. And then hold it at the front here for several breaths in a cobra. Cobra elbows are always bent, so at any degree, but bend elbows. And then let's take it into Sphinx, so either sliding the arms forward or sliding the feet back, the body back into Sphinx. Elbows at right angles underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel, fingers, palms planted, fingers always spread wide. Just hold it here for several breaths. You can stay static, or you could just move it around, focusing on the breath, the gentle movement of the body, or just appreciate the stillness. And then let us raise up the thighs off the ground and the legs, if you can really get the thighs lifted, and tensing right through. Tense the bum cheek thighs, don't sink down here, keep it lifted. Right through, calves tensed, toes pointed, maybe little pulses here, little calonetics. Imagine there's a beach ball in between your thighs. Lovely. And then let's see if you can maintain the distance of the chest off the ground here as we lift the arms. Several breaths, don't forget to breathe. Feels a little difficult to breathe in this pose. And then take the arms out, legs together, lower down, making a cross with the body, rest the forehead. And just relax, give the hips a wiggle, the shoulders a jiggle. Just allow the body to feel completely like jelly. And then turning the head to the right, resting the head on the ground. Bring the fingertips of the right hand just on the edge of the outside of the mat, in line with the chest. Lifting up the right leg, and as we do, push through the fingertips, pulling the hip and the leg back. You may feel the left hand slide across the floor behind as we pull the hip and the leg back, 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 back. Bend the knee and let the foot fall to the ground, or if it's not touching, just towards the ground, let it hang back over. And just relax and breathe. Enjoy that lovely twist. And then bring it back to centre. Take the right arm out straight, turn the head to the left, fingertips of the left hand just on the edge of the outside of the mat, resting the head, lift it up, push through the fingers, pull back, 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 bend the knee, let the foot fall to the ground. Again, just relax, breathe, enjoy that lovely twist. And then back to centre. Rest the forehead, fingertips on the edge of the outside of the mat in line with the chest on both sides. And chin tucked under. I'm going to push up through the fingertips as we'll raise the head and inhale. Lift the head at the top. Exhale, gently lower it down. Sweep the forehead off the ground, tuck the chin, inhale up. Lift the head. So just like a wave in your own time. In nice deep inhale up. And exhale down. So in as many times as you like, 3, 4, 5. And then rest the forehead. Now the hands on either side of the chest here, and just lift it up into a baby cobra for several breaths. And then the next time we lower down, rest, keep the elbows tucked in, and this time just taking the gaze forward. This time as we begin to push up through the palms, lift up the left leg. So as we're pushing up through the palms, we're turning at quite a low place here, and bringing it up, and bringing the foot, I'm out of the picture, so I'm going to move in here, which is going to make it a little awkward. So we want to land, so I was here, and lifting, turn, bend the knee, foot into towards the centre, to the middle, one knee bent, the other leg is out straight. So first of all, let us reach down the leg and aiming to reach over sideways, but first of all I like to press on the thigh just to help stretch out the side, pushing down a little further, nice deep breath, deep stretch, and then reach over. No matter where you're reaching to, just stretching down the side. And then release. And let's reach behind. Take the hand on the thigh. Just turn. Look behind over the shoulder. Close the eyes. And then planting the palm. I'm going to lift it up here into baby wild thing. So off the shin, left knee bent, right leg straight out on an angle. Several breaths. You could look to the sky, you could look to the ground. Pushing the hips up to the sky and the heart to the sky if you're looking up to the sky. And then sweep it down and around. We take it over to the side once again for another stretch. Breathing all the way. And then let's reach up and lift this leg around into called cow face. So finding a nice straight spine and taking the same hand as the knee that's up behind, using that as a prop to lengthen through the spine. This arm cross the thigh as extra leverage, and just look behind over that right shoulder. Deepening the twist as much as you can, and then this arm turn, walk up the back, help it with the other hand if need be, reach to the sky, grab for the fingertips, chin up, close the eyes, or just take the gaze off the tip of the nose. Maybe gently sway, just relax into the stillness. Well done, then release, and let's give the shoulders a little massage. Circle them one way, then the other. And then roll the head. One direction, then the opposite way. And then back to centre. So what we want to do now is untie this leg and straighten it back out. Reach behind, look where you want to go. So I'm going to come back over this side. So reaching behind, planting your palm where you may have had it before to bring ourselves back. This will straighten this leg to meet the other leg. This is not giving us a clear demonstration, unfortunately. Meeting the legs together and bringing it back into the centre, into a cobra, maybe a little higher than before. And just taking several breaths here. And then back into child pose. A gentle rock maybe, just nice deep nourishing breath. Active or passive arms or prayer. And then palms, planted fingers spread wide. Let's bring it up. As we inhale, exhale, remember shifting the weight forward, down, pull the shoulders back, and inhale, cobra, several breaths, lower it down, Rest the forehead, make sure the elbows are tucked in, and then inhale, gaze forward and preparing to take this on the other side. It may have been a better idea if I'd begun on this side because you might be able to see a little bit clearer, hopefully. So as we lift up here, just to about this level, begin to lift the right leg, and as we push up, we are also bringing that leg and bending the knee and taking it down, tucked into the centre. So this is where you will look. So first of all, reaching down sideways and maybe pressing onto the thigh just to stretch it out down the side here. Nice deep breath, reaching over. Don't worry if you're just here. You can remain with the hand on the thigh. It's whatever's right for you. Deep in the stretch, nice deep breaths. And then bring it up. Reach behind and just hold on the thigh. Hand planted, that arm behind as a prop. To deepen the twist. Several breaths. And then just plant the palm behind, lift it up into baby wild thing. Again, you can look to the ground, open the heart to the sky. Pushing the hips and the heart up. And then let's sweep it around. Take it back, down. Maybe you can reach a little further this time. Nice deep breath, deep stretch. You can also use straps here to help pull you down gently, little by little. And then let's bring it up, and as we do, this leg comes across, bend the knee, plant the foot, cow face, and then the same knee, same hand as the knee that's in the air, that arm is a prop, opposite arm across, pressing on here, extra leverage, deeper twist. And just relax, breathe, enjoy that lovely twist. Then the arm from behind, turn the palm up over, bend the elbow and reach the back of the hand up the centre of the back, help it with the other hand if need be, reach to the sky, bend the elbow, elbow to the sky if you can, and also a strap, towel or belt for to just throw over, grab and walk the hands together would be something perfect for you to use here if you're struggling. And then if you wish to, just take a gentle sway and relax. Enjoy the peace and the calm and the stillness with the breath. So then we'll untie the leg, take it back straight here, and then so you want to reach behind and plant the palm towards the centre of the mat where your hand was before. So I'm going to turn around and get in the right position here. Which leg is it? Yeah. Is it that leg? Get mixed up. See, man, we on that. That leg's bent. Right, that leg's bent. So here, reach behind where you think your palms were before, and then bring these legs together. Roll to the centre, whether you want to be lower or higher in your cobra. Several breaths here, well done. Elbows tucked in, pushing the ground away, pulling the shoulders down and back away from the ears. And back into child pose. Just enjoying that moment of stillness with the breath. In the present moment, not thinking about the past or the future, just being fully here and now. So plant the palms, gaze forward, bring it up into tabletop. If you feel you wish to, take some moving cat-cows or static cat-cows just to gently warm off the spine a little further. And then let's sit it back onto our heels. Inhale it up to the sky. Exhale, reach down one side and over, bending the elbow. As low to the ground as you can and reach over as far as you can, stretching down that side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, reaching down the opposite side. A little further. A little further. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, pray to the heart. Step the knees hip width apart. And let's come up onto the toes to begin with. It makes the heels more accessible. Taking the palms onto the back, fingers pointing down, hips forward, shoulders back, chest through, and either chin tucked in or let the head fall. And breathe. Maybe reaching for one heel at a time. Several breaths. Exchange. Several breaths. And then maybe reaching for both heels. Hips forward if you can. Or maintain the hands on the hip. The back, sorry. And then if you have the heels, just gently creep the fingers down, the soles, and then bring it up, sit it down, and then we'll do the same again. If you are managing to reach the heels okay, then come down onto the fronts of the flats of the feet. Otherwise, just stay on the toes to make the heels more accessible. Just take a nice deep breath in and out. And this time, reach for the right heel. And lift up the hips, pushing them forward. So you can either be on the toes or you can even hand on the back. If your hips over the knee and you have the heels, and then reach over and behind. And maybe look to the sky, opening the heart to the sky. Sweep it around and sit back down. Yeah, nice deep breaths in and out. As many as you need to take in between. Then take hold of the opposite heel. Again, whether you're off the toes or you want to place the hand on your back, reach over, lift it up, look behind, and open the heart to the sky. Sweep it down. Again, some nice deep breaths in between. And this time, so either again from the toes, hands on the heels, or if you struggled with that, you can take the hands on the back. I'm just going to lift it up once again. So if you have the heels, just lean it back slightly. Begin to lift up the hips, then push them forward. And then maybe drop the head back and breathe in full camel. Several nice conscious breaths. It's a little difficult to breathe in this pose. And when you're ready, Release it down, arms behind, palms facing up over, and just gently lower it down, gently stretching out the spine. Rest in the forehead, passive arms, just let the arms fall. Nice deep breaths, maybe a gentle rock from side to side. Nice little forehead massage. And then let's lift it up. Take the hands back through into tabletop, palms planted, fingers spread wide. Maybe some more cat-cows if you feel you need to massage the spine off a little further. So in any which way feels right for you. And then just find a neutral tabletop, knees directly underneath the hips, and inhale, chin up, tailbone up, tuck the toes under, lift it up, sink it back into down dog, finding a nice strong triangle, pushing the ground away, we're activating the arms, and just relaxing the head, lining the arms with the back, maybe just slightly rotate the triceps out just to flatten those shoulder blades, hips to the sky, heels towards the ground. Stay static, or maybe you feel you want to have a little pedal, sway. You can hold it with one leg straight and the opposite knee bent, and look under the armpit of the straight leg, deepening the stretch down the back of the leg for several breaths. You could take child poses in between if this is a little bit too much for you. Opposite leg, you could sway, stay static. Just feel what's right for you. And then take the gaze forward. You can walk the feet towards the hands or lift it up onto your toes, rock it forward, bend the knees and jump to the front. Bend the knees, fold it down here, let the head fall, chest to thighs, head falling towards the shins. You could grab the big toes, grabbing on with the two fingers and just wrapping the front of the thumbs round the thumbs around the front, elbows out wide, opposed to how we normally say that. It's out wide, so it gives us more strength to pull down a little closer, or you could grab onto the backs of the ankles or hug it in behind the calves. And then let's bring it up with a nice deep inhale up to the sky and exhale into prayer. So finding a nice posture, either closing the eyes or taking the gaze, the drishti off the tip of the nose. Maybe just noticing how you feel from when you began. Any sensations in the body. Maybe you can feel the heartbeat going a little quicker. The breath is going faster. Just take a moment to slow it all down. Just enjoy that moment of stillness. Feeling the energy flow more freely. Any blocked energy we may have had is beginning to release and get unstuck. Well done. So just preparing for the next little sequence. If you have a drink, take one. Or just do whatever feels right for you. So finding our posture nice and tall, feet slightly turned in over, either together or hip width apart. And then arms down in mountain pose. Inhale up to the sky. Palms together, slight back bend, press, soften the knees, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway flat back. Hands could be on the shins or the thighs if they're not touching the ground. Bend the knees, hands down, step the right foot back. Drop the right knee, left knee directly above the ankle and lengthen through the spine and reach towards the ground. Blocks would be handy here, or books if you don't have them. And then let's take an inhale up to the sky. And exhale, turn the arms the same way as the legs. And then reach either down the leg or behind the back to the opposite thigh, or just down the leg wherever you can reach to. And then maybe open the heart to the sky and take several breaths here. Release and inhale back up. Exhale, sweep it down, uncurl the back toes and sit it back. So flexing the foot and the knee can be soft, straight leg, deeper stretch. Hips are square. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. So kind of pushing into this back hip as we bring the chest towards the thigh. Deep breath, a little closer on the exhale. Gaze forward, weight down. Inhale, back up to the sky. Exhale, turn the arms the opposite way to the legs. And just hold it here for several breaths. And this time, on an exhale, reach behind the back again, or down the leg, or to wherever you can reach to. Several breaths. Release and inhale, back up to the sky. And exhale, sweep it down. Sit it back, lengthen once again, flex. Inhale, exhale, fold. A little closer. And a little closer. And then gaze forward, weight down. And then let's bring this front foot back up into a three-legged dog. Finding a nice strong triangle. And we'll have quite a distance between the foot and the hand, so we can fit the length of the body in here. So take the gaze forward, inhale forward. This time let's drop the knee and exhale down. Let both legs fall through and up to cobra. And then bring it up. Take the right leg out and the opposite leg straight behind into another variation of wild thing. And then back to center, down, through and up, dog this time. Back to down dog. Several nice deep breaths, lengthening through the spine. And again, either walk the hands to the feet to the hands, sorry, or bunny hop and fold it here. Again, take hold of wherever's right for you. Pulling it in a little closer, then release and inhale up to the sky. And exhale, pray. So as always, just taking that moment in between, that moment of stillness. Just being fully present with the breath. Always checking out the posture. And then preparing for the other side. press down in mountain pose. Inhale up to the sky, slight back bend, palms together. Exhale, pray and fold. Inhale, halfway flat back. Bend the knees, hands down, step the left foot back, drop the left knee, right knee above the right ankle and lengthen through the spine, reach towards the ground. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, turn the arms the same way as the legs. And as before, either reach behind the back or down the leg to wherever you can reach to. Maybe open the heart to the sky. Release and inhale up to the sky. Exhale, sweep it down. Uncurl the back toes. Sit back, straighten the front leg and flex the foot. Lengthen through the spine with a nice deep inhale. And exhale, hinge and fold. Hold it here. A little closer on each exhale. And a little closer. Gaze forward, weight down. Inhale back up to the sky. Exhale, turn the opposite way to the legs. And either reach behind the back to the opposite thigh or down the leg to wherever you can reach to. Several breaths. Release and reach up to the sky with a nice deep inhale. Exhale, sweep it down once again, sit it back. Straighten, lengthen, flex. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And then gaze forward, weight down, frame that foot. Toes of the back foot, bring this front foot back through into three-legged dog. Activate nice and strong and straight. Push the ground away, tense right through to the tips of the toes. Several nice deep breaths. Gaze forward. Inhale to plank. Drop the knee and lower it down. Rewind up to cobra. And then we're going to turn onto the shin, opening up the heart. This leg is straight round behind into wild thing. So maybe if you were looking down the last time, you could look up to the sky now. Sweep it round and bring it down, through and up dog. Several breaths. Maybe have a little sway. Maybe look behind over one shoulder and the other. And then let's take a wide knee child pose here. Gently lower it down and rest it down. And then when you're ready, let's lift it up. And while we're here, let's just take a few moments to do your own thing. Maybe take some cat-cows. Inhale, chin up, tailbone up. Exhale, curl it under. Just to help massage the spine off a little further. Maybe take it right out, lower the elbows, forearms to the ground, sweep the chest across the floor. One way and the other. And again. Just following the breath, whatever you're doing, as long as you're following the breath. Move the head, just sway the head from one side to the other. And let's bring it up into tabletop. Hands once again underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And let's inhale, chin up, tailbone up, tuck the toes under, and lift it and sink it back into down dog. Again, finding a nice strong triangle. Maybe reach to the left ankle with your right hand, or wherever you can reach to. Just reach towards it. If you have it, pull it in and look underneath that left armpit. Several deep breaths. And then gaze forward, plant the palm, bring the other palm across to the opposite ankle. Just reaching your fingertips as close to you can get. And then maybe if you have hold of the ankle, you could look underneath the armpit. And then gaze forward, back into our downward facing dog, just to make sure we were planting the palms in the correct place. If you have a pedal. And then gaze forward. And once again, either walk the feet to the hands or rock it. And bunny hop to the front of the mat. Fold it in. Bent knees, remember we want the knees bent because we'll bring the chest towards the thighs. Let's lift it about halfway here. So bend in the left knee, straighten the right leg. Take the left hand to the ground. So the same hand as the bent knee, wherever you can reach to. Again, use blocks if you need to. And then reach to the sky with the same hand as the straight leg. Several breaths. And turn the palm, reach behind the back to the opposite thigh. Pull the top shoulder back. And then release that hand to the ground, bend in that same knee. Straighten the opposite leg. Reach the other hand to the sky. Stretching up right through to the fingertips. Feel the tension in the tricep. Turn the palm, reach behind the back to the opposite thigh. Top shoulder back. And look up to the sky and close the eyes once you've got the head turned and just relax and breathe. And release both hands to the ground. Fold it in. Inhale up to the sky. And prayer to the heart. Well done. So just in the moment of stillness, checking out the posture, tuning into the breath, being fully present. And then preparing for our next little sequence. So well done. When you're ready, arms and mountain pose. Inhale up to the sky, slight back bend, press, but exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway flat back. Bend the knees, hands down, step it back into plank, or unless you can jump back into half plank chaturanga. And then making sure the elbows are rotated. As before, you can drop the knees or take it from the plank. So exhale, forward, down, halfway and through and up, or all of the way to the ground. Pull the shoulders back, elbows tucked in. Inhale up to cobra or up dog. And then back to down dog. We want high hips here, so the feet are not too much of a distance between the hands, and there's not too much distance between the hands and the feet. Again, find a nice strong down dog, a nice strong triangle, aligning the arms and the back, hips to the sky. Remember, you can bend the knees to help you push the hips up further if need be. Right leg straight up to the sky in line with the body. Activate that leg, tension right through the tips of the toes, tense the bum, cheek, thigh, calf. Point the foot, flex the foot. Point the foot, bend the knee, let the foot fall behind. Circle the foot in one direction, pushing the ground away. Feel that extra opening up the side and the hip. Circle the foot in the opposite direction. Breathing all the way. Circle back again. And point the foot, straighten the legs, square the hips. Come on the ball of the left foot, right knee through the nose. Weight forward, step it through into a crescent lunge. Feet on separate tracks, each foot in alignment with each hip. So bring it up into a crescent lunge here. Nice deep breaths. And then taking it down, opening the heart. So we could inhale as we come down, exhale as we bring it up. You could hold it here or straighten the front leg and push down in towards the heel and the back, or just hold it here and down. So inhale, exhale up, inhale, exhale it up, inhale, go down, up, and hold it here. Inhale, open the heart, sweep the hands down, sit it back, straighten the leg, flex. Inhale, exhale, lengthen, hinge and fold. A little closer, and a little closer. And then gaze forward, plant the foot, inhale up to the sky, exhale, turn the arms the same way as the legs, as I did before, and again you reach behind the back, down the leg, to wherever you can reach to, maybe open the heart, release and inhale, back up to the sky, sweep it down, sit it back once again. Lengthen, flex, inhale, exhale, fold. A little closer. Don't forget to soften the knee, that'll be fine. Then weight down. Inhale back up to the sky. So another point here is if you feel you're wobbling, if your feet are too much on the same track, you feel like you're on a tightrope. So make sure your foot and your knee are in alignment with your hips. So inhale, back up to the sky. Exhale, turn the opposite way to the legs. Again, reach behind the back or down the leg. Several breaths. And this time, palms together, lengthen through the spine and we'll hook across the outside of the knee. If need be, push onto the thigh and help it across. We want to aim to push the palms towards the centre of the heart. Top shoulder back, look behind. Elbow down, tucked into the rib. And release it back up to the sky with a nice deep inhale. Exhale once again. Sit in the back. Nice good stretch down the backs of the legs. Lengthen, inhale, exhale, fold. And then gaze forward, weight down. Frame the foot, come on the ball of the back foot. And then lift this front foot back into a three-legged down dog. Stretch it out. Really lengthen right through, tense the bum, cheek, thigh, calves, pointing the foot. Push the ground away. And making sure we've got enough distance between the hands and the feet to fit the length of the body through. So gaze forward, inhale to plank. So if you're up here and you haven't got enough room, slide your foot back. And then as before, you can drop the knee, take it down, through and up, or down, actually I'll demonstrate the knee, down, through and up and turn. So like we did before, or down, through, all of the way to the ground or halfway, floating leg, and then lift and wild thing. Oop, foot slipping. Several breaths, and then when you're ready, bring it back to plank, drop the knees if need be, down, through and up dog. And let's take a break in between this time. Child pose, nice deep breaths, and just rest it out. Bringing it in. Just doing whatever feels good for you. Just following the breath. Nice and deep. So after those moments of exertion, this is when on the in-between parts we can just really appreciate that release and the exhilaration. So just doing whatever feels good for you. Bring the knees in, back to tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Maybe you feel like you want to take some cat-cows before we stand it up. Yeah. And chin up, tailbone up, tuck the toes, lift it up, sink it back into down dog. Once again, nice strong triangle. Doing whatever feels right for you, as long as you're following the breath. And then gaze forward, walk the feet to the hands, or rock it and bunny hop to the front of the mat. And just give it a little ragdoll maybe. Another little resting pause. Just another moment of stillness. Inhaling up to the sky. And prayer. Once again, just being fully here in the now. Just focusing on the breath, the posture. Noticing any sensations in the body. Maybe you can feel that subtle energy body flowing more lightly and more freely. And then when you're ready, we'll begin the other side. So just composing ourselves. Arms down in mountain pose. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway flat back. Bend in the knees. If you stepped the right foot back before, step the left foot back into plank this time, and then followed by the right. Drop the knees if need be. Inhale, exhale, forward, down, halfway or all of the way to the ground, through and up dog. back to down dog. High hips, so not so much feet distance between the feet and the hands, so which allows more room to get the leg through when we step through. And then left leg straight up in line with the body, this time with the leg again nice and straight and strong, tensing the bum cheek, thigh, calf. Try to straighten the leg as much as possible, point the foot. So aligning the leg with the body, flex the foot, point, bend the knee, opening up the hip, pushing the ground away. You feel you can open the hip further if you push the ground away. Circle the foot behind in one direction. Nice conscious breath, the other way around. Back again. And point. Straighten. Square. Come on the ball of the right foot, left knee through to the nose, hips high, weight forward. Grab the ankle and help it through if you needed to. That's one I had forgot to mention. So find our feet on separate tracks here, left knee above the left ankle, both feet in alignment with the hips. Again, if you had your feet on the same track, you'd be feeling like you were on a tightrope. So if you feel wobbly, just make sure your feet are both alignment with each hip. Gives you much more stability. So let's take several breaths here. Exhale, inhale as we lower and open the heart. Exhale up, again you can take it further, back down, inhale. So don't worry too much if you're out of sync with the breath, as long as you're focusing on it. And add a breath in if you feel you need to there. Exhale it down. Sit it back and take a nice, soften the knee if need be. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. A little closer on each exhale. And then weight forward, inhale back up to the sky. Exhale the same way as the legs. And again, reach behind the back or down the leg. As far as you can reach to. Behind, open the heart. Release and inhale back to the sky. Exhale, sweep it down. Sit it back once again. Soften if you need to. Inhale, exhale, fold. You can lengthen, gaze forward. Inhale, exhale, fold. Just to deepen it a little further. And then again, gaze forward, lift it up. Inhale to the sky, exhale, turn the opposite way to the legs. Several breaths. Inhale, exhale, reach behind or down the leg. Several breaths. And then bring the palms together, lengthen through the spine, hook in the elbow across, helping it if you need to. Palms push towards the centre of the heart, top shoulder back, elbow tucked into the ribs. Look behind. Release, inhale back to the sky. And last stretch of this straight leg. Inhale, exhale, fold. And And then gaze forward, weight down, frame that foot, ball of the back foot, lift it up, foot into the air, straight leg. Nice deep breath, find a nice strong three-legged dog. Tension right through. Bum cheek thigh calf, point the foot. Gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale down, through and up. So before you, as before, drop the knee if need be. So if the knee's on the ground, you can turn the leg or take it from the foot into wild thing. And back to plank. Drop knees if you need be. Forward down, through and up dog. Take several breaths here. Make sure not to sink down. Push the ground, pull the shoulders back and down away from the ears. And let's lift it up. Big toes touching. Sit it back, gently stretching out the spine into wide knee child pose. Nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, begin to walk the hands back in and bring the knees together. Maybe let's give the wrist a little massage here. Been on the hands quite a bit. So you can make fists with the hands, stretch them, flick the fingers in and out. Maybe interlock the fingers. Just tip them from side to side. So stretch out the wrists. And then maybe roll it like a snake. One way and then the other. Close your eyes if you wish to. Just following the breath, just relax and then bring the palms pushing towards the ground. Inhale up to the sky. Just take a little rock to one side. So exhale. Inhale back to center. Get off to the opposite side. And inhale. Maybe just do a little rock from side to side. Just whatever feels good for you. You can hold it or just take it from one side to the other. And then let's sweep the arms down and bring them up halfway. Palms face and then cross the forearms over. Turn the palms towards the center. Interlock the fingers. Take an inhale. And exhale. Fold it down. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale. Fold it down. Back up with a nice deep inhale. Exhale, fold it down. Once again, inhale. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale halfway. Release the hands. Cross the arm over the other side. and interlock the fingers. So we'll start with before, this way if you can remember, don't worry if you can't. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, fold. Back up. Nice deep inhale. And fold. And then halfway and release. Let's just bring it down. Well done. So let us next work our way onto our backs. So take the hands out in front. A tabletop with the knees a little wider than the hips, cross the ankles, and I'm going to sit back over the heels. So if that's not possible for you, just swivel around in any which way you can to find your way onto your bum. And I'm going to slide forward onto the mat so I don't go back out of the camera again. So first of all, let's just lean forward, walking the bum cheeks back out of the way, getting any flesh behind us as much as we can. And then we're aiming to bring the chest to the thighs, so even if your knees have to be this bent and hold on to wherever you can get hold of, that is perfectly fine. If your chest's touching your knees, then you can gently walk the feet out until, just so that you can still keep the chest touching the thighs. And then eventually, after all that stretching we've done down the backs of the legs today, and very often in my class practices, we will be able to straighten the legs out a little further each time, and then just stretch it and hold it as tight as you can. Nice deep breath, just relaxing the head down towards the shins, so you can grab onto the calves, the ankles, the feet, or if you can reach beyond and grab for the hands or the wrist even, or another one where a strap is handy if you're not reaching where you want to be. And then take the gaze forward, lengthen through the spine a little further. Nice deep inhale, exhale it down. And then release. So I'm now going to go on to the plough and then the bridge and then a wheel after here. But if you've had enough, just switch off the video, and at this point you may just want to gently roll down one vertebra at a time into your Shavasana, where you would just relax and notice the breath, the rise and fall of your chest, letting go of any stress and tension that you may be still hanging on to, and just relax, letting everything go. Let the physical body melt into the earth below. Just relax and enjoy. Otherwise, if you want to continue, I'm going to come a little further forward. So rolling back into plough. So make sure you've got nothing to bump into behind you, and then we just roll it back and take the feet over as far as you can to touch the ground into the plough. So take a nice deep inhale and exhale, roll. Use your hands to help and then support your back. Wiggle up onto the shoulders as much as you can. Hold here, don't worry if your feet aren't touching the ground. Maybe use your arms down by your sides, behind you, palms flat, or interlock the fingers, arms straight, up to support the back, and hold it here for several breaths. And then take the hands to the back, try and walk up onto the tops of your shoulders as much as you can. Support the back and lift up the legs into shoulder stand. Point the feet, or flex the feet. And then bend the knees. When you're ready, hands down, gently roll it down onto your back. Knees bent, bring the feet in towards the bum cheeks, about hip width apart. See if you can touch the heels, don't worry if you can't. Just relax, breathe. And then plant the palms, and we're just going to lift up the hips. Maybe walk the shoulders a little closer together and a little further in towards the feet if you can. And then interlock the fingers behind the back, feet slightly turned in over, lift it up, squeeze the bum cheeks, hold it, lift it a little higher if you can, breathing all the way. And then relax it down. So next step is for the steps and stages of the wheel, I want to plant my palms, fingers spread wide, feet slightly turned in over, hip width apart. Bring the heels in as close to the bum cheeks as you can. And then planting the palms, so taking the palms facing up, and then the fingertips first of all to the ground. And then planting the palms, so that is an achievement in itself. So just trying to get the palms planted in position on either side of the head, probably in line with the shoulders, just wide of. And then lifting up the hips, push those palms onto the top of the head, and then the next stage would be up into the full wheel. Breathing all the way. And then remember, so it could be under the head that you are here, perfectly fine. It's a more advanced pose, so remember, these things take time, so wherever you are is perfect. Then curl into a ball, just a little rock, from side to side, head tucked in, or just let the head fall back. And well done. So let us now lie on our backs. Maybe you want to give the wrist another little massage actually before we do so. And let's just roll down. Take the arms out by our sides. Bring the feet towards the bum cheeks, shift the hips to the left off centre a couple of inches, and take a nice deep inhale, and exhale the knees over to the ground. Straighten the leg out if you feel you need to. I'm going to switch around this way so my bum's not in the camera. And then keeping the shoulder blades as close to the ground as you can as you bring the knees down to the ground, the legs down to the ground. So the knees are here, and then maybe stretching out the top leg to deepen the stretch and the twist. You could grab the thigh, calf, foot, big toe, wherever you can hold on to, and just relax and breathe. And then release back to center. Feet down, shift the hips to the right of center a couple of inches. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, knees to chest. Let them fall to the left. Take hold of the outside of the right thigh, trying to keep the shoulder blades down to the ground as much as possible, and turning the head the opposite way to the knees. And just relax and enjoy that lovely stretch down the side. Maybe straighten out the top leg, or just keep the knee bent. And then release back to the ground. So shifting the hips over, just realign your spine as you're twisting there. So let's just shift the hips back into the center. And let the feet, the legs just come out, maybe just wider hip width apart, maybe the width of the mat. Let the feet flop out, arms down by the sides, palms facing up over. And just lift the chest up, just tuck those shoulder blades flat beneath us. And just taking a nice deep inhale with the eyes closed. Filling up the lungs, feel the ribcage expand, hold for a second or two. And a big sigh out. Just releasing, relaxing, surrendering, letting go of the physical body. Feel the weight of the physical body melt away into the earth below. Feel the weight of the head. So you inhale and exhale through the nose, just letting go, feeling the shoulders, the heaviness of the shoulders, the backs of the arms, the knuckles touching the ground. Just let those arms melt into the earth below. And then the back, feel the back down to the bum, down the backs of the legs, the calves, the heaviness of the heels. As we exhale, just let it all melt into the earth below. And then as we inhale, just feeling the lightness of the subtle energy body flowing freely. Breathing in that life force, prana energy, the fresh oxygen, filling up our lungs. Knowing that it's being pumped by our hearts through into every single one of the trillions of cells throughout our body. Flowing freely. Any blocked, stuck or stale energy you may have had before is also being released during your practice, and is also flowing freely throughout the body. Imagine rivers and streams. The veins and arteries are like rivers and streams, carrying that fresh oxygen, flowing freely throughout the body. Just feeling the lightness of the subtle energy, but also doing the same. So on the inhale, exhale, just letting go of the physical body and anything that doesn't serve us. Any baggage that we've been holding on to, any negativity, any worries or any cares. Any negative thoughts or any thoughts that come into your mind, just acknowledge them. Maybe you could label them as whether they're positive or negative. And just let Mother Earth, let it be absorbed by Mother Earth and taken care of by Mother Earth. letting go of all of your worries and your cares, just feeling the lightness of the freedom of the subtle energy body, the peace and the calm and the love and the joy that you have tuned into your natural state of being. And look into the centre of the forehead, into that nothingness, into that emptiness. Just immerse yourself into that freedom. Okay, and if there's any thoughts come into your mind, just come back to the breath. Maybe notice the rise and fall of your chest. Now Shavasana is the most important part, so you can continue to lie here, or it's a good time to take a meditation as you have prepared the body, freeing it up from any stuck, stale, stagnant energy. And now that is free, you can just take a position with a straight spine and crossed leg, closing your eyes, just to continue to breathe. Just looking into the centre of the forehead and just maintaining this stillness of peace and calm and love and joy. So inhale and exhale through the nose. Catching the thoughts before they turn into stories. And simply come back to the breath. And then also, if you prefer to continue, do so, switch the video off. Otherwise, let's prepare to close our yoga practice today. Bring the palms to the heart, the eyes closed still, taking some nice conscious breaths. Not forgetting that our breath is there for us always, to allow us to reconnect and reclaim our natural state of being that resides within us always, anytime, any place, anywhere. And as always, to close the class, before we end, a moment of gratitude, giving a little thank you to yourself for the time that you've taken for yourself in your practice. Thank you, your body, for what it's achieved. And remembering that yoga is a journey of self-realization, so wherever we are at is perfect. Yoga always meets us exactly where we are at. And practice, patience and perseverance are key. And also knowing that being in a state of gratitude leaves us with a good sense of well-being and with no room for negativity. And thank you so much for joining me. Well done. Namaste. Thank you.